Hi, my name is Stacy Heisman, and I'm here for Military Spouse Magazine. And today I've got a really special guest. We're covering children's authors over this month, and one of them is her name is Margaret Thompson. Hi, Margaret. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you for carving out a little bit of very busy time. I know that this is a busy time for you, so thank you for carving out this time for me. Um, let's talk about you're a children's book author, and I was reading your title, which I thought was, even though it's warm outside, I love the title of talking about Santa Claus and such a unique, interesting way to view him. So, anyways, let's talk about your book. Give me the name of your book and let's talk a little bit about it.
So my book is called My Santa, Your Santa. I think, this still is a good time of year. Christmas in July is a thing, so it sort of works in together. But yeah, so it's a book based on what I saw around the world. Before I met my husband, I was a tour guide in Southeast Asia and Japan, as well as through Europe. And so I saw Santa in a lot of different ways every year. And then when I had my son, I wanted to show him exactly what I had seen around the world as well.
Well, and I love the fact that you're talking about your son and I can hear your son. What is your son's name?
So my son's name is Xander.
Hi,
He's a little shy now. But yeah, he was very much the major inspiration for us because, we wanted him to be able to see not only himself represented at Christmas, but also I'm Australian. I wanted him to see what an Aussie Santa looked like at Christmas too.
Sure. And you're a Marine Corps spouse and you're located in Arizona, right? But Arizona, you just mentioned just briefly, how many places have you lived and how many different places do you talk about in your book?
So I myself have traveled to 30 different countries and
30 different countries. You make the rest of us look very lazy. I'm just going to tell you that.
It's all right. Aussies love to travel, so it's very much in our nature. But out of those 30, I've lived and worked in 10 different countries.
Okay.
So it's very much, it's part of my blood, for sure. And obviously being Marine Corps spouse, it's part of the sort of package as well with traveling lots of times.
Sure.
But yeah, so we just, wanted to sort of showcase all the things that I'd seen on my travel.
Well, I love it. And one of the things you talk about is, you have, you talk in your book a little bit about all the different Santa Clauses you've seen around the world. Give us an example of kind of something, the diversity that you mentioned in your children's book.
I guess, yeah. So for example, in Italy, Santa Claus over there is female. She's not male. And it's the same thing in England and the UK. Santa Claus more lately is sort of in the red suit, but traditionally has a green suit. In South Korea, Santa Claus there has a blue suit. In Japan, Santa Claus is kind of mixed with one of their Japanese gods as well. So he's also fat and brings presents. So it's sort of a slightly similar thing there. Sure. And in Australia, our Santa Claus, he wears short shorts, a short shirt, he has sunglasses, he wears flip-flops.
Because it's hot outside in December.
It's very hot. And he has kangaroos. He doesn't have reindeer. So
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very much, I wanted to try and showcase some of those Santa Clauses in our books, but also really there's this one particular page where we kind of give a bit of a hint to parents about the idea that, family members usually dress up as Santa for the kids. And not every family has a fat white guy in it that's going to dress up as Santa, basically.
Right.
So that was kind of how it started with me and my husband talking about it, because in his head as well, growing up in America, he'd always seen that very Coca-Cola image of Santa Claus.
Sure.
And I said to him, I'm like, well, what color do you think Santa is in Nigeria? And he just looked at me and he's like, I never really thought about that. I'm like, yeah, fathers in Nigeria also dress up as Santa. Fathers in Japan also dress up as Santa. So people around the world, kids get it. They know when they see the suit that it's Santa Claus. It doesn't matter the color of their skin or their gender either as well. So we really just wanted to sort of showcase that in the book and make a little bit of a nod towards parents that, anyone in the family can be Santa and look like them or look like their child, because the kids want to see what Santa looks like, who kind of represents them too, I think.
Oh, they do. And I have to tell you, I love the concept of this book. And I love the idea that it kind of exposes a child who maybe doesn't understand, maybe has only lived in one area, or their family or their relatives only look like them, that maybe around the world that everyone looks a little different and it celebrates slightly differently, and diversity is beautiful. And this is what, as third culture kids, which military kids are, this is what we're about,
Yeah.
right? We're about inclusivity and understanding those kids. I love this. I love this book. Okay,
Yeah.
Margaret, now that I've just talked the book up enough, let's talk about how long did it take you to write this book?
So we started this, it would have been the very end of June, basically. And then because we decided to do the self-publishing route, it was a lot faster for us. And I had a friend in Australia who was an editor, so she was able to help us with the process. So it took us from June, and then we launched October 31st.
Okay,
so just a couple of months of some very late nights.
I'm sorry. So that's fantastic, because I'm also a published book author, as I mentioned before in other interviews. That it takes a very long time. It's a labor of love. I love this how fast it was in the self-publish. Now, how did you? Is it through Amazon services? How did you do that?
Yeah, so I think sort of one of the reasons why we also were able to do it so fast. So my husband is the illustrator of the book, so his hobby is art. So basically, I came up with the concept. I did a lot of research through YouTube on how to self-publish, how to format, how to edit, the best routes, and how to do it with Amazon KDP. And so, yeah, each night he would come home from work and we would work on it together. And I would draw out what I wanted him to draw basically for me. And then I would edit it, send it to my friend in Australia. She would check it. And then basically about 2 weeks before we launched, we created our account on Amazon KDP, uploaded it onto there. It was super, super easy, as long as we had the right formats, of course. Yeah. And then, one of the things I really loved about Amazon was the fact that we could get a proof copy really fast. We could check it, see if we were happy with the quality, make any changes we wanted to. And it's, again, like if I want to make any edits, I've done 2 edits since we actually released it, where I just wanted to change like just little things with some coloring. It was so easy to do that with Amazon KDP, like just the simplest process. So
would you recommend this to other military spouses who have the inclination to self-publish?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I think there's obviously there's a few different, like there's Ingram Spark as an option for self-publishing and things like that. But I honestly think Amazon KDP, especially considering that like military spouses get sent overseas a lot of the time as well. It makes much more sense, because it's wherever Amazon is where you're able to get the book basically. So I feel like for military spouses, it's the best option.
Well, you just led me right into my next question. Where can we find the book? Tell us where we can find it.
On Amazon. So we have a paperback copy available on Amazon, as well as a hardcover copy. So we were accepted early into the beta program, which was really awesome because our book did so well. So Amazon's like, yeah, I'll try our hardcover option. But we wanted to make it a little bit different. So our hardcover is a little bit longer. It's the story as well as multiple pages for kids' activities. Okay. So there's about 10 pages for kids to draw their own Santa each year for what Santa might look like for them, the gifts they want from Santa, as well as activity coloring in pages, write your own letter to Santa. That's my little baby girl in the background there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, this is just real. This is honest, and this is real. And this is what shows with determination. You are a working mother who self-published an amazing book about diversity of Santa Claus. And I think you are absolutely spectacular and amazing. So,
thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
What an absolute gift it was to talk to you today. I love your book. Love what you're doing. I love your email address, which is mixed and nerdy. I just think you're the coolest cat. So thank you very much, Margaret. To find her book, you can find it on Amazon. It's called, tell me the title one more time.
My Santa, Your Santa.
And I looked it up myself. It's really adorable. Thank you very much, Margaret, for joining us. All right, everyone. We'll talk to you from Military Spouse Magazine. We'll see you next time.